Well, it ends 0-0 at Kasarani. Not the result many of us were hoping for, but that's definitely the result that we have here. So 0-0 at Kasarani. FC Leopards with 1 point. Wow. Looking at how the results were today, I believe we haven't taken advantage of this match as we expected, because we're now second on 33 points, still with a game in hand against Tusker, and also still with a game in hand against um, Kariobangi Sharks. Oh, yeah, we same match now. Wow. So KCB have their next match against Bandari, and I know it's going to be. Oh, it's. So, what are your thoughts on the match? Share with me your thoughts on the match. Let's say, digest. We had a red card in the match. Kipyegon got red carded for the match, and so I'm joined by Gladys, who will be joining me shortly. And as we just go through the match, but we're waiting for your thoughts on the full-time result. Gladys, uh, your thoughts on the match?
Victor, I don't know whether you can hear me properly. I don't have
Yes,
electricity still.
I can still hear you very well, so it's okay. We can hear you, Gladys. So red card. We had the red card on the match, and Kipyegon got out. So a lot of changes in the second half. Hansel came in, Sichenje came in, Shaka was out, Mukangula was out, and it seems like the 10 men played with a lot of purpose. So, well, not a win, but looking at your thoughts on this one and how we move forward, because we have some other matches coming up which we have to look at ahead of the next one. So, uh, with our results for May so far, after this result, we have the match that I just concluded. FC Leopards, Posta Rangers ends in a draw. We were away, so we have the next two matches at home against Mathare United on 27th, not on 26th, and the next one will be. It's on 27th, and the next one will be on 30th and not 28th. So, Gregory, what do you make of this result for this match?
Not a result Leopards really wanted and the fans at large, because it changes the whole complexion, because everyone was expecting rather a win for the Leopards, but then point earned on the road, though not good, but it's a positive thing, because right now at least we've reduced the deficit to going to second into the league, and it's something that we are looking forward to, because now it means that we have to beat Madara United in the next fixture to ensure that at least we close that gap with Tusker, because right now it's a point here, but still not good enough.
Now, what went wrong for us on this match in terms of killing it off? What would we have done better?
To be honest, I think when I looked at the midfield combination, it was quite not what I expected, because you look at Eugene, with no disrespect, he played well, but then sometimes his coordination with Fabrice wasn't really clicking, and a little bit it gave the likes of Mbugi in the middle of the park, the likes of the Posta Rangers midfielders, and Bernard Ondiek, of course, they had a lot of time with the ball, especially in the first half, and this really cost the Leopards. The coming in of the likes of Shichenje changed the complexion, and you could see there was hope At least there was more punch in attack, Hansel coming in, adding punch in attack. But then this is how the Leopards should have started the match, not the way they ended the match. If they could have started the match on a high, then it could have been easier. Maybe try grab a goal. And then the early chances, we are not just calm on the ball in the final third. I think it's really affecting the team. We are not calm on the ball. It's really affecting the team, and it's something that I can always say that they need to go and work on that, because Mathare United have watched how Leopards are playing, and Frank Ouna is a very smart coach. He knows what to do. He won't just sit there and hope that and say that okay, Leopards will beat us, or we'll go there hands down and expect to be beaten easily. Mathare United will be a very difficult game, and I think from this game, it will be good for the team to go and sharpen the finishing department. But I'm not worried about the defense, by the way. Despite keep getting that red card, I'm not really worried about the prospects of the defense, because 2 clean sheets in a row, it's a good return.
So 1 point, 2 points now. Technically, the margin between us and Tusker doesn't change technically. We seem to, it's more of like 2 points lost rather than 1 point gained. Gladys. Hi, Gladys, can you hear us?
Well, we can take I'd say first half we were. Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
As I was saying, sadly to say, as we said, we have to make sure that we take 3 points from this match, and that has not happened. This draw is as good as a loss. Why do we say that? Because this was one chance we should have taken to actually close in the gap on Tusker. And after that loss to Kariobangi Sharks, I will not for Kariobangi Sharks against Ulinzi. This was a perfect chance for us. I mean, the first half were absolutely, there was nothing to write home about. The first 10 minutes, Posta Rangers they kept knocking on FC Leopards' door. And let's just say, I have to give credit again, for me, Benjamin Ochan, an amazing keeper we have there. He's been absolutely outstanding. We just have to make sure now we win the next game. We cannot hope that others are winning their matches or losing their matches and we can't win our own. I mean, we can't keep depending on other people to do the job for us. We also need to do the job ourselves.
Gregory, everybody was, of course, expecting, but we had talked about our record against Posta Rangers, and also considering Rangers' record this season. Should we have probably had more numbers at the front? But because if you see what Rangers did first half, they really took so many chances which they wasted more than the second half. But we've had our own fair chances, like the chance which Sichenje wasted. Yes, Greg.
Yes, first of all, when we looked at the stats at the beginning, we have 7 wins, 7 draws, and 2 losses with the Posta Rangers. And it's the 8th draw. It shows you that the approach Rangers used coming into this match, I think it worked perfectly for them, because we've known them to be a team that can hold a result they want as long as they want. Because look at Rangers right now, they're unbeaten in 5. Yeah, I think because they've not lost, and they never lost in the whole of March. Then they went and picked a point in Kisumu, and then they picked a point. So it just shows you this is a team that is capable of picking a result they want. And we know Mr. Stan Kumbi, with no disregard, barely wins, but he can always, he says that if you can't beat me, let me draw with you. And it makes sure that happens. And we've seen that, a copycat of that today, in that they can hold back, sit down, and then try hit on the counter. Nambute almost got us napping in the 30th minute of the game. Were it not for Ochan, as Gladys said, then we might have been talking about other things, because look at the last minute free kick they got. That is like a smash and grab and smash, smash and grab rather, where you sit, wait for the opponent to weaken, then you take it and run away. They almost did that, and that is Posta Rangers for. That is Okumbi for. That's his speciality. That is what he's been used to over the years.
Okay, so we finish off that match, and talking of positively, we definitely have now to move forward. And up next on the fixture log, FC Leopards versus Matare, another team at the bottom of the log. Gladys, how do we approach this match?
I think in this match, what we need to do is actually put our best team first and make sure we seal this game. What do I mean? I think the team that played in the second half was much, much better. In the first half, I saw a very weak Fabrice Mugeni because Mukangula was really not part of this match. Today was just not his best day in office. Shichenje came in and we saw a totally new Fabrice. I mean, the substitutions we were talking about, remember when I talked about 100% for 100%, this is exactly what happened. Shaka was a bit too pedestrian for me in the first half. I liked the pressure Hansel came and put in. So probably I'd start with Hansel, Shichenje, in that game against Madara United, partner Kamura and Zenaji, it's not much of a loss. I mean, Munene has been absolutely outstanding at left back. Let's not even start with Lewis Bundy and his distribution. He's been absolutely amazing. So I think what Patrick Osems and his team need to do, they need to put a very, very strong first 11 against Madara United to ensure that we seal this game as early as possible so that we don't have to come back from behind and push at the last minute. It's too much work, Victor, too much work.
Gregory, as we just review the ended match, there is the issue of the red card and the officiating. Do you feel the referee was biased on this match, or he got his decision spot on?
And be honest with you, for the red card, it was quite unfortunate because the Posta Rangers player was clear on goal and anything could have happened. It's one that we say the player took it for the team, and we could just see that happening with Kipyegon. Quite unfortunately. So Captain Kamura do that against City Stars, and somehow it helped us because we escaped the 3 points on that day. And today, we played well with 10 men, by the way. We did play well with 10 men, and so unfortunate that we'll be missing Kipyegon with his experience against Madare. Munene played well also in left back, but then it begs a question of the mental preparedness we have heading into this match, because we are picking so many red cards. 2 red cards in a span of 4 matches. It's not a good return. It shows you that the defensive discipline might be something of a worry and something that we can always be focusing on and asking ourselves so many questions thereafter, maybe in the future. What really happened? What should we improve on? Are we really doing enough? Or is it the state of the pitch that made us have such kind of decisions made against us?
Victor, if I may, and I know a lot of FC Leopard.
Yes, God.
Victor, yes. If I may, I agree with Greg. A lot of people are going to say, oh, the officiating was poor, but that was a red card. He was the last man. If you look at that clip again and again, you will realize that was a red card. Yes, he didn't come from behind, but just by the fact that he was the last man, that was a red card. And we've talked about how Kipyegon sometimes is erratic. His decision making sometimes is questionable, but in this instance, it was a red card. Yes, the referee did make some decisions. There were times I saw 2 FC players down. I mean, there's no way you can have 2 players down and there's no foul in all of them. I mean, but again, at the end of the day, why do we have to wait for the referee to, make decisions that will favor us? Why can't we do the needful and put pressure on the side of the opponent? I mean, look at our second half. If we started that match the way we did, we've ended it, we'd be talking about different results. And I'm very happy to see Shichenje back and hungry, because you would see in his face when he missed that what it meant.
One game in hand. Does this now put pressure on the lads against Madare? Because Madare have a new coach who maybe will see how they play this weekend. But new coach, new everything. Greg, going into this match, what should we do now as a team to tackle this game?
As I've said, I don't think we have problems defensively, because even those who've been deployed there, they've worked their socks out and ensured that at least we keep that defensive discipline. Ochan heads up is one of the best players we have in the team right now, but then are we really scoring those goals? That is the problem we should address in the next 3 days. Are we really getting those goals? What should we do to ensure that we get those goals? If we do that, then it will become easier for us to judge how we're going to tackle this league. Without scoring goals, we start dropping points. The number one has dropped points, that is Tusker FC. KCB have a game in hand, they'll be playing it tomorrow, that is Sunday. Then what happens to us? We need to start winning those matches. Rupia needs to discover his shooting boots. Shaka needs to start scoring. Remember, he's a foreign player. He needs to show us what he's made of. Fabrice has done well. Then what of the rest? Is Austin shooting enough? We are not shooting enough. Let's not just pass the ball around, then hope for miracles to happen.
So the match ends 0-0. Of course, officiating is being called into question. We would hope that definitely there's a lot of questions on the officiating, Greg. The big complaints, a lot of calls that were 50-50. And in such situations, these are the calls that determine matches because they do bring, as Gladys said, there's no way two players can be down and there is no foul on the pitch. Something was amiss, and we will call it as it is. The referees need to step up because we are at the serious business end of league, and any decisions that look like they are favoring or going against the team. Now, goalkeeping department clean sheet. Gladys has been speaking good about the goalkeeping department. Greg, another clean sheet for the team. Yes, we've been but sheet. What does this bring? You know, there's a red card, then there's a clean sheet. From your perspective on the defensive end, now how do we move from there now? Do we play same style and holding back, or do we now use the wing play sort of?
We've always thrived on wing play, and I think that is what we are not using right now. You look at like today's setup. We had one winger on the pitch, that is Mr. Caleb, and I don't know the situation about Thiongo. I don't know about Jafari. I don't know about who is this Mr. Mr. Harrison Mwendwa. It begs a question: why are we changing our style of play towards the business end of the season? Because I think we can thrive on wing play. I could see the moments Rupia went on the wing. He found pockets of spaces there, and when he crossed the ball, who was there to finish? Surprisingly, I could see Mr. Shichenje in the box, unlike him. He's not used to being there. It just shows you that if we had those wingers played in their natural positions, plus the defensive discipline that we have right now, swinging those balls, I think the likes of Shaka, the likes of Shichenje is getting more into the box, the likes of Mr. Rupia will get those goals. Yeah, it will be easier for them. We just need to start.
I mean, if I may,
yes,
gentlemen, if I may, as much as you guys are talking about our wing play, I mean, I've seen Lewis Bundy give beautiful crosses, but at the end of the day, we still don't have anyone who is playing the position 10, taking those 50-50 chances. We've not been so much of a threat when the crosses come in. So if you're going to cross the ball, who is going to finish that ball, Greg? You know, at the end of the day, I think we need to question how are we playing in the final third. Yes, we are bringing in the crosses, but who are the crosses coming into? We've seen Austin give a good cross. And there's one thing I really need to say about Austin, and I know I might upset a few people, but Austin, every time he loses the ball, he never has urgency to go back for it. He needs to start realizing that once you lose the ball, you also need to go back for it and try and cross it in, you know, because we can't just say we are dependent on our midfield. Right now, I feel like as much as we want to cross the ball in, who are we giving that ball to? We've seen Bundy give a few crosses. So, gentlemen, I mean, we really need to find our way in our final third.
Yes, Gladys. Against Nzoia, we are the same scenario where we were in the box. And sometimes the balls would go begging.Maybe, as you said, the lads are still working around to get their movement in the box because of the speed of the game. But it's a match that we can say, well, the disappointment is there because there's a lot of expectation to go top. But 1 point that still keeps us in the race. A loss would have been important. We have one game in hand, and majority of the people and the senior and a lot of people still fail. With one game in hand, though games in hand don't count, at least it gives you a chance. A loss against Rangers would have really caused panic to us. But I want to thank you guys for for your for your contribution on this. And for the rest of the fans, we still have a lot of activities coming up. Every Thursday, we always have our Ingwe Fan Zone. Gladys hosts the Ingwe Fan Zone every Thursday. So purpose to tune in, purpose to join the show and participate in the conversation. Ingwe Fan Zone comes to you every Thursday at 8:10 p.m. And Gladys, I believe this show is going to still give you a lot of talk on that particular subject.
It is going to give us a lot of talk, and keeping in mind this fan zone is going to be different because that is the day we are going to be playing Madare. So we're going to have a lot of talking points from two matches, and hopefully we get 3 points and have positive feedback coming in that particular show. Moving in from this draw to a win would be the best way to host fans on Thursday.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us, and we look forward to the next coming matches. So, Leopards, second on the log with 33 points. We still have one game in hand, the next game against Matara United. And so we still believe and say we still have a chance. Otherwise, from us here at FCTV, thank you for joining us. And until next time, God bless you.